Got theme music.
We don't do music on this show.
Oh, what?
Do you want us to should we write you a theme tune?
Yeah.
Right.
Why
Theme
not?
tune,
What would
sing
it
the
be
theme
like?
tune.
Would it be like sort of? Actually, no. There used.
Jovial, jingly.
Is that what you think this
No,
podcast is?
I think it would be like ominous, dramatic.
Oh, hard-hitting journalism.
Well, I think it is. That's what we're trying to be serious, but this podcast is basically
it's
trying to be
serious.
serious, but ends up often being kind of stupid.
So
So
it could be like ominous, dramatic into sort of Charlie Chaplin vibes.
Benny Hill.
Benny Hill, yeah. Yeah. No, there used to be a theme tune when I was releasing audio versions on Spotify and Apple, but now everything goes up in video, and so I don't do an introduction anymore. So it means that, I mean, literally, people will just be listening to us talk now, and they won't know what's going on because we've just started. There's obviously there's a description.
To be honest, that happens to us a lot.
I mean, yeah. So now it just basically just goes straight into the episode, and if you want to know who the person is and you don't know who it is, then you need to read the notes, basically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, they're definitely not going to know who we are.
No. So we're already like 3 minutes in, and no one knows who you are.
We said yesterday when we came in as the inverted commas talent, we said we were like competition winners. We were like, "Ooh, look!"
Yeah, you were on Alan Titchmarsh yesterday.
Yeah,
We
we
were,
were.
Yeah. What was that
Well,
about?
it will be going live in a few weeks' time.
Oh, can we even talk about it? Or you got an NDA on it?
We're under NDA on the people that we made cocktails for,
Wow.
so we obviously can't. I mean, it's just such exciting information that we couldn't possibly share it.
So people are just going to have to tune into ITV at what time and what date? Do you know the date?
9:30 on the 22nd
Is
of
it
March.
9:30 in the morning that goes out?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Morning
It's a lovely
cocktails.
show. It's very, very chill.
So that'll be, yeah, this episode will be out before then. This is, I think.
Oh,
Well, around about the same time.
A real teaser.
a teaser.
Yeah. Close. It's almost like this is a PR campaign, and you've got Titchmarsh going out, you've got the Curious Bartender podcast going out.
Who's our agent, right?
I know. Okay, cool. Well, let's get into it. Hannah and Siobhan.
Tristan.
Now everyone knows who you are. Let's start with London Cocktail Week, because that is how many years now?
16.
Will this be the 16th edition this year, 26?
Well, actually,
Oh.
we're having a fallow year, just like Glastonbury,
Ah.
to let the grass grow.
I like that.
So
Let the pavements recover.
Yeah.
let the pavements
livers.
recover, and our own mental health. We, for those who don't know, we have run it for 16, soon to be 17 years. But in January, we took over ownership of it, complete 100% ownership, 50-50 or 50-50, for the first time. So we over the years, we've owned little parts of it, but since 2022, we've just been employees of the business. It's been owned, so it's part of the Whisky Exchange, which is owned by Pernod Ricard. But in January 2026, we took it back.
Congratulations.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, it was quite an exciting time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily in the plan.
No, God, no. But when the opportunity came up, we love to diss it, don't we? But actually, we love it. It's it's like a naughty child.
Yeah,
Who's a
it's really
teenager
easy
now.
to be. We get a bit eye rolly about it because it's 16 years of your life doing. I mean, and we've tweaked it, changed it, added bits, taken bits away. Like we've really tried to keep it as fresh as we possibly can. But it's a really long time, especially when it's like in the year. So it just goes round. Like we're like, oh, it's July. Best be writing that same email that we've written 16 times before to. Like, and then you start timesing it all up. It's like, anyway.
When does the planning begin for a London Cocktail Week? Because it's in October, right?
It was in
It
October.
was in October.
Oh god, it's moving as well, right?
Yeah.
This is why I should have had notes.
Oh yeah. So it's moving. So it won't be in October. We're going to move because for those that work in the industry, not so much for consumers because they're like for our guests, it's like the run up to Christmas and they're sort of starting to get in the tingly, let's go out vibes. But actually, for anyone in the trade, it's so congested that time of year. And we tend to be at sort of the tail end of all of that. And then people are just so
knackered,
fatigued. You can see that. And they're not, this is so joyful. It should be really, really fun. We should be like skipping around the streets of London, poking our nose into all the best bars in that we've got to offer, of which there are tons.
Mm.
So
Yeah, we were sat in a taxi during this London Cocktail Week with Rob and Benita from Tonic magazine, who we love. And they were just like, oh, we're so tired. Why is everything in October? And me and Han just looked at each other and we were like,
why is it?
why
Yeah,
is
good point.
everything in
Yeah.
October?
Yeah.
We were the first ones, so we had been going long enough that BCB actually was sort of at that time Whisky
But when
show.
BCB was so much smaller, it was
Yeah.
owned by Helmet, and we phoned Helmet when we launched Cocktail Week to say, if we back up next to you, does that make it easier for basically American travel?
Yeah,
for people to
sure. They
in
come
and do
over. They
Europe?
come over for like 2
Yeah.
weeks or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And so
yeah.
it was all planned originally, but then 50 Best came in, and then World Class came in about the same time,
Yeah.
World Class Finals. So it just,
Athens bar shows a month later. Like, it just feels like a lot, and you can just see the light going on from behind everybody's eyes.
It's such a crazy time of year. It really is.
Yeah.
and it's,
So
yeah.
from our point of view, when obviously we were employees of a business who were expecting something to happen every October, there was no way to change it. But it was one of the first things that we decided to explore whether we should change it. And so we have done quite a lot of behind the scenes research. We had a dinner with a load of bar owners from London to ask them what sort of time of year would be good. We, made loads of phone calls and just had loads of informal chats over autumn.
Yeah.
And then we felt really sure. To be honest, as well as the fact that it's better for the industry as a whole, which we genuinely believe it is. So we're moving it to March.
Okay.
So
So it's only a year away.
it's a year away from now. I know. We were saying, oh God, it's nearly
Get
time.
going on it.
But it's.
You say you've had a fallow year. You've just pushed it back 6 months.
6 months,
basically.
yeah. But March is actually now quite a quiet time for the bars. It's back to what October used to be, which is sort of people starting to get ready for Christmas in October. In March, people are maybe thinking about going out because it's spring.
Yeah.
So it's about kickstarting things, I suppose, after a long winter, and also using the bars' quiet times, the January, February, for the planning when they've actually got the capacity. So it is better for the industry. We truly believe it, but also from a personal point of view, we've not had a summer for 16 years.
Yeah,
we've
better
been
ease that up. Yeah.
yeah, we've
Well, now you can say goodbye to Christmas.
Well, and then Christmas, we're like a bit sort of mooncats of like, oh, is it finished?
Yeah.
Don't quite know what to do with ourselves. And then,
But actually, the busy time is always the 2 months before. So
Right.
it's January, February, where, to be honest, we're like, what should we do?
Yeah, looking for something to do
now?
anyway.
Yeah, whereas actually,
You normally just go away on a holiday somewhere sunny,
do,
don't you?
yeah.
sorry, very important.
no, very important work trip. Sorry.
It's not,
God, I
you said
agree.
holiday, don't
Not
agree.
holiday. Very important work trips
trip.
in January, February. So
Can't
now
enjoy
we'll
it.
do some very important work trips in August,
Yes.
and we can go to Europe
yeah.
to do an important
Yeah.
work trip.
How has it changed over the years, London Cocktail Week?
It's sort of not at all and enormously. So we've told this story lots, so sorry if someone's heard this before. We honestly thought it was going to be a trade show. There were, even year one, there were 50 bars, which is A, testament to London, and B, testament to the insane audacity of the project. Like, there's cocktail weeks in other cities that can't get to 50. It's like, but even our year one was 50, and there's still bars that do it now
Yeah,
that were
there's
in
a
the
few.
original, which is so nice. And it's all the like, it's Pacifico and Trailer and Camion. Anyway, that bit of getting people into venue, that's never changed. And what we've done with it is like make it a bit more purposeful. It's like actually see that putting nice, good people that have opted in to want to be part of a cocktail week want to go to good venues and spend their cash. Like, that is actually really useful. And I think it took us quite a long time to have the confidence to say, this is useful. This does make a difference. It's extra thousands and thousands of pounds in that week that you wouldn't see otherwise. And then the anecdotal is that a lot of those people have then become repeat customers because they've had the confidence to
Getting
go
the
in.
exposure.
Had the exposure, exactly. So that bit's kind of the idea of that has never changed. What has changed a lot is all the sort of fizz around the
Show.
outside. Yeah, the show around the outside. So we did the cocktail village.
Yes.
We did that for 5 years.
Yeah.
then we had a gap with the pandemic, and then we tried a slightly different way to do it once, and it didn't work quite the way we wanted it to. I think people were still a bit hesitant, a bit, it was such a fucking weird time, wasn't it? So glossing over that.
And it was, I mean, the cocktail village was amazing, but it was very of its time. And some consumers do ask us to bring it back. So we took over Spitalfields Market and then Old Truman Brewery. We had loads of pop-up branded bars. It was really good fun. We had shows, we had drag queens and gospel choirs, and it was great. But it was great for 2015 to 17. And what we tried to bring back was mini versions of it to sort of bring people to various parts of London and respect the different ways that people were socialising. And we didn't quite love it.
But very consumer focused, right?
It was very, very consumer focused, and it was really good fun.
The idea was to take all the good bits that we get from a bar show, in the like old fashioned bar show with the Opal Nearer women and all that fun, and take that to consumer audience. That was the plan, and that's what we did for 5 years. That's what we did, 100%. But the industry's not in the shape it was 10 years ago now. That's what we're talking like already. We're 11
it was
now.
actually on one of our very important January work trips that we
set the scene.
Yeah.
It's Mexico.
It's Mexico. We're looking out, we're seeing whales jump out of the sea, and we're doing some blue sky thinking. It actually was this.
In front of the blue sky.
In front of the blue sky. And we had tried to do the little cocktail villages, hadn't we? And we'd said, right, what actually does London Cocktail Week look like now? We've been through a global pandemic. The industry is completely different. The way people are going out is completely different. The health of our industry is completely different, and not in a good way. What can London Cocktail Week be now? What's its new chapter? And we, whilst looking at the beautiful ocean and the dolphins just swimming past us.
Was there margaritas and tacos?
Actually, on that holiday, really important work trip. On that really important work trip, we weren't drinking, were we?
No, we weren't.
Because we wanted to clarity of thought.
Oh, wow. This is beginning to sound more like a really important work trip.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we thought, okay, London Cocktail Week actually can be
a course for good.
And a community builder, and something that actually can help bring the industry up, which we'd sort of started doing in the pandemic, hadn't we?
Yeah.
We'd gone to a month. We had the catchphrase "Every cocktail counts," and it was all about safe socialising and all that sort of thing. And we were like, oh, this is what lights us up, actually.
Yeah.
And that's the point at which we changed the messaging a little bit. It was less like, yes, wristbands, cocktails. It was more
like meet your bartenders.
Meet this person.
This person is these bartenders. This is their role. This is their job. This is their life. This is how much they love what they do. And that we take that for granted, that we all know that, but no one again at that time had kind of taken that to a consumer audience of like. And now it's like, this is a real job. Talk about. But again, we were 3-4 years ago. We were starting that messaging. Well, yeah, it was.
And it's like they're not just service. They've like, look at their personalities. They're really fun. These are the bars they like to go to. This is, ask them this when you go to the bar.
Yeah, ask them where they want to drink next. Ask them what they want. Like, just completely change the verbiage around all of it. And that was really fun for us, actually, wasn't it? 'Cause we kind of got to start again.
Yeah, I guess we always talk a lot about the bar industry and the sort of community of bartenders and hospitality, but actually that's quite a closed sort of door in a way, and really you can bring consumers into that community as well, and that sort of strengthens the kind of relationship between consumer and bar, right?
And gives them a reason to go to a bar that's beyond everything.
Like when a bar's got a regular, that regular is your best PR.
Yeah.
So let's make more regulars.
Yeah.
And you can
and it obviously is making you money as well. Yeah.
Right. And you can only be a regular.
Sorry, he or she.
You can only be a regular if you've been in and if you've been given a really warm welcome. And so that's why we brought back the actual wristbands, because we were like, let's give people something that they're like, oh, I've got one. Or
So the
I've got-"
wristbands went away for a while, did they?
Yeah,
Or-
we really, really tried to be part of to go with the times, and we built an app which
We shouldn't talk
We
about
don't
the
talk
app
about
'cause
it.
it sends Hannah over the edge.
I'll go and get under the tree trunk because it was.
It was in a time when apps were not easily built. I think now
That's
it's
the-
easier,
that's
and
the- that's
the
your
dawn of
excuse.
AI is. But and you were managing that, weren't you?
It was. Yeah,
And you
very,
really, it
very
really nearly
All right, we'll leave the
finished you
app.
off.
Yeah.
We'll leave the app.
So,
then.
but we had the idea that we would be a bit more, try and be a bit more forward thinking, but actually, the camaraderie of wearing something silly around your wrist that also
And having the guidebook, and
Yeah,
you know,
and it always says we always write I heart cocktails in the hope that somebody cuts the end off and says, you know what it says if you cut the end of the word cocktail off, and like all those little stupid things that we're like that sort of cheer us up as we do it.
Yeah.
Actually, that's like it's good, and we were invited. Actually, we'll get onto this, I'm sure, later, but we try and help other people if they want to start one. And we had a really lovely phone call out of the blue from a chap who had worked in London and gone home to his hometown in Munich in Germany. And he flew us out there, I think, didn't he? Or he put us, anyway, he was very generous and got invited us to his first one. And he'd gone back to the books and the thing, and we were sat
Yeah.
at the bar, weren't
I
we?
got a
And-
bit emotional. I think I cried in the taxi. I had a drink. This wasn't a very important work trip where we weren't drinking. And we just had the guidebook, and we were sat in this beautiful hotel bar in
It was
Munich.
lovely, wasn't it?
And there was a couple over there, and then a man on his own, and everyone had the guidebook, and I was like, oh, it's so beautiful, we're all here together, and like we're not speaking, but we know we're part of something. And I was like, we've lost that from Cocktail Week because
Yeah.
we don't have any of the we've tried to be so modern.
Also, there's something about like when we talk about bars and going out, a lot of it is actually sort of removing or shedding the weight of technology and being
Yeah.
on in front of your screen and all that burden that comes
Now
with
it
it.
is. Again, like
Yeah, no,
10,
sure, different time.
10,
Yeah.
11, 12 years ago, it was like, oh my God, you can have it on your phone.
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Whereas now we're all like, I hate the phones, put them away.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, no phones in here. So it's just, again, like this whole story, like if you pick up one of the years and put it somewhere else, it doesn't work.
Sure.
But it is like a true testament to the landscape of,
How cocktails and
How cocktails have evolved,
yeah,
yeah.
bars are changing.
I mean, when we started, we didn't have any gin. It was pre
No,
the gin
black
craze.
gin, gross.
So was it 2010?
10, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. Sip Smith just started, maybe, but
Just-
like,
They had a
Hendrix
couple,
just-
a couple of years previous.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's
Definitely
certainly,
not Portobello because we worked on that with Jake and that was 12.
yeah,
So that, yeah, and people would be like, oh, I don't drink gin.
yeah.
I mean,
it's crazy, isn't it?
It's wild, isn't it?
Yeah,
And now we're
yeah.
like, oh, yes, barrel-aged mezcal. And they're like, oh, that's my favourite. You think, wow, like that's in such a short space of time
It really is.
that
Yeah.
the palate's got so much more sophisticated.
Yeah.
It's really good.
No, it's
Yeah.
amazing. I remember you did London buses, didn't you?
Oh,
For-
we've done it all, mate.
We did.
We
We
that
did
was the
London-
first year
that
or two, was it?
Now that was a night. I actually remember these streets because we're in Blackrock
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
and do you remember trying to get
Because
the route
Whistling Shop,
master around?
Whistling Shop was going maybe.
Yeah.
Whistling
Yeah.
Shop was 2011. Whistling Shop
Yeah, yeah,
opened.
yeah.
So yeah,
We had buses definitely for the first 3 years, and we just paid for them all night, and you could hop on, hop off.
mm.
I mean, it's like
Logistical nightmare, but
Oh,
brilliant.
it,
Like so
also
cool.
the streets of London are really very narrow,
Yeah.
and you can't pull up a commercial like a private bus. You can't put them into bus stops. So all these things we learned. It's like, well, generally all these things we learned. Like we used to do all this stuff in Seven Dials, and there's again like we had to learn all the rules. Like you can put this on the pavement, but not that on the pavement. So it's like it's correct. Yeah, as I say, I mean we've just learned as we've gone. We haven't got any
How does it?
formal.
I mean, is there anything from a sort of I don't know, like town planning council perspective? What's like working with those guys
Yeah,
across
a bit of
different?
all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
challenging.
interesting. Challenging is another word for interesting.
It's an interesting challenge.
It's an interesting challenge. It's the challenge with the interesting challenge with London is that it's all very carved up, and the way that the different districts work is quite different. So some are really keen, and some are not so keen, and a bit more protective of their own
Westminster.
brand. Yes, although there's then different parts within Westminster that are really up for things.
And quite a lot of that is privately owned. So that's a whole nother layer on it. So you do report into the council, but actually somebody owns the streets and the buildings.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this could be the whole podcast where we just talk about how this works. Because it
licensing in different districts of London. Everyone's like, no, end.
Skip forward. Yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
I remember the first time we were in, it was year 3 or 4 of it, and we were in Covent Garden, which is technically Camden, and a licensing officer turned up. And again, like, it just was a different time, right? So we were given that hub in Seven Dials.
Yeah.
Which,
I forgot about the
yeah,
Seven Dials
it was,
hub. Yeah,
they
yeah,
were
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That was the glorious.
That was before a company called Appear Here existed, which is Appear Here takes empty retail and passes it on.
Yes, that's right. Because you had pop-ups in all of those.
All those,
Yeah.
yeah, but we just went to the landowner and said, please, can we have all your empty shops? And they said, sure.
And it was before Seven Dials wasn't quite cool yet, was it?
No.
No. I
And
think
they
you
just-
made it cool.
I think so too.
They gave us the keys. They just gave us the keys and said, give them back in a week and a half.
Crazy.
And we were like, cool, bye. The end. Like, and they were like one little jangly key on it. Like, that was it. Like, bye. We were like,
They were like, don't break the fuse box. The end.
we want it back how it's come. So we can do anything, but you just have to paint it back white. And they were like, yeah, just give us back a blank space.
Because there was all sorts of bar takeovers going on,
Oh, it
wasn't
was-
there? It was
yeah.
really cool.
But that was
cool.
2012.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is already 14 years ago. It's
Yeah,
mad.
That is mad.
You wouldn't get that now.
But what I was saying is, one time in that, though we were there 3 years. No, you wouldn't get it now. One time in that, someone turned up from licensing in Camden, and they were like, came in. I was like, anyway, and they said, well, you must be doing something right because we've heard of you.
Oh yeah.
And it was the
I
first
remember
time
that.
that we were like, oh, we're kind of, this is a thing.
Mm.
And that was, like 3-4 years in, wasn't it? So
So just run
Yeah.
over. You don't have to go into too much detail. The
Please.
yeah, the journey of ownership, because you started it with Simon, right?
Difford,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys were working with Simon at the time.
we were working for Simon.
Simon.
And Simon said, and we were working on Tales quite, not heavily, but like we did quite a lot of work with Anne at Tales at that time, helping with the awards and blah, blah, blah. And we were going backwards and forwards to New Orleans, and Simon said, New Orleans is rubbish. It's not rubbish. But I know what he meant. It's hot. It's like, why aren't we doing this in London? Why don't you do that? And literally that was it. And so we were 3 years with Simon.
Mhm.
Yes. Then there was a switcheroo, and Cocktail Week went
Maybe even 4.
maybe 4.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. Then there was a switcheroo, and Cocktail Week went under the umbrella of Whisky Exchange. So then Sukhinder and Rajbir became our owners, and they very kindly cut us in at that point, which was great. And then we were there
make
with
us go.
them to make us go. And then that's when we really we were like, what else can we do? And
Yeah, because obviously Sukhinder's brilliant. Rajbir and Sukhinder actually, but Sukhinder was the person that we were dealing with the most. He's a brilliant businessman, and he's just got such growth vision, and he's very he loves a risk. So he was
calculated risk.
yeah.
They usually pay off for him, I think, as well. So.
I think so. I think so. But he was like, okay, well, what more? What more can you do? That's when we were able to bring in the Cocktail Village, because obviously Cocktail Villages need a lot of upfront investment in order to hire mass space, etc. And it did really pay off for him.
I remember standing with Sukhinder in the Cocktail Village one year, and he produced a very old bottle of Port Ellen from inside his jacket, and we just stood there drinking out of like inappropriate plastic cups, I think, inappropriate for old Port Ellen. I was like, this is nice.
He is very generous with his
He
time.
is.
very, very generous.
He is,
No,
yeah.
it was great. And it was such a great time, because he was like, now what? And so we did Wine Week, and we did London Beer Week, and we did Whiskey Weekends, and we did
We had a
cognac.
massive team.
Yeah, we put that all under the umbrella of Drink Up London. We were like editorial day after day after day. Like, we really, really, really worked hard. We probably were 5 years ahead of our time, to be honest, with Drink Up. The end. That was the only thing I would say. And we just were so tired. I think we did 12 festivals one year. So it was like, and weekly taste, because we were like, we had this vision that we could demystify it all. So we used to do these things called the experiments. So you could buy a ticket and we'd lay out, it was brilliant, wasn't it? You'd make a classic cocktail and we'd lay out all the ingredients and then like 6 variations of everything. So you tasted everything, made everything, and then picked your favourite. It was really fun, all that, but it was just relentless. And so we just, as it happened right before the pandemic, which we didn't know obviously was coming, we just said, this is unsustainable.
So most of these got cold around the pandemic
All
time.
of it, yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
Pre-pandemic.
We'd got to our 10-year. We'd actually said to each other, we've got to get to 10 years.
Yeah.
Because we were knackered by then. And we were like, this is no life.
Just
Throwing ourselves out of bed every morning to get
12
to the
festivals in a
office.
year is nuts.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
wild.
like trying
And what
to
sort of
keep
size
fit.
team was managing all that at the time?
9 of us.
9.
Yeah.
Anywhere between 6 and 9 people, yeah. The girls were the best. We were so lucky.
And we still work with a lot of them.
Yeah, they were, yeah.
Yeah, we had, so Ali was involved in the beer
Ali,
one.
yeah.
You had obviously
Emma,
Tina.
Tina, B. Bradsell.
Yeah, B.
The Sams, 3 of them in quick succession.
Sam works with us.
Sam still works, yeah.
On
all
Pinnacle
both
now.
the Sams work with us. Sammy Bomer's in Australia. Jane Ryan came to us.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. We had a brilliant girl called Aideen who was not with us very long because the timings were.
Yeah.
But she was amazing. She's back in Ireland doing brilliant work. Like there was such a mega team. Like everybody just really rolled their sleeves up.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was.
And we were like, it didn't really suit us though to have that much structure. So
you need the very important work trips, don't you?
Well, that was it. Actually, that was it. We were like, we can't travel. We can't go on. We can't even go on an actual holiday. We can't. We have to get up every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning so that we can fit in the gym. Then we're out in we were just like, this is not it. But then anyway, the pandemic came to sort of
finish us all off.
Thank God. Thank God.
We knew we wanted to keep London Cocktail Week, and we thought we wouldn't be able to, but just the way that the timings work out, London Cocktail Week was perfectly timed in order to really help the industry at the right time.
And every announcement that came, we were like, we were women possessed with the news, especially in that October. Like we were just, every announcement that came, we were like, okay, how do we pivot? Okay, you've got to work quick. So I don't know if you remember, they were like, you can't be in more than 6 people. So we were like, right, let's put all our tickets up for sale in 6s. Go. Like within like a minute, it was like, it was so reactive. It was quite fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like global disaster aside, it was fun. Yeah.
Global disaster aside, and with only love for anybody that had a horrible time.
And for the first time in years, it was just the 2 of us, which actually was then. We really missed the team. Obviously, we missed them on a personal level, but actually, suddenly we did have that freedom where we were like, "Shall we not today? Yeah, okay." And our brains need that. We need to have days where it's like, it's not going to happen today. Should we go for a walk or shall we watch telly or whatever?
So next year's London Cocktail Week, what can we expect? What can you reveal?
No idea.
No idea. Okay,
no idea.
Good. Great.
No idea. We're going to actually being truthful. We are going to sit in kind of June, July with a blank piece of paper and be like, okay, now what's happening and where can this help and where is this interesting?
Yeah.
Interesting for us, interesting for helpful for the bars, interesting for the consumer, and put fresh eyes on it, because everything we've done has been it's that pivot, build, blah, 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 and it's actually,
and it's
just
the first
stop.
time we've not worked for someone on this we've not had someone to answer
No one
to.
to
So
report to.
when the Whisky Exchange got acquired by Pernod Ricard.
Thanks for continuing that, by the way. Yeah.
It says in the notes.
When the Whisky Exchange got acquired by Pernod Ricard, we went with that. Yeah. So we lost our shares at that point. It was in our control. We gave them as part of the whole deal. And so for the last 3 years, we've worked for an even bigger company, which has been interesting in its own right.
We've never had a job like that, have we?
No.
Answering to
no
a big corporate like that. We've only just worked for people who really are friends, as much as, they were our boss, of course, but pals,
And it was interesting. But then in the last year, the Whisky Exchange has really become very clear with its vision. That they've had the brand change. It looks great. They've just really streamlined. And the conversation was, where does London Cocktail Week fit into this wider brand plan of what the Whisky Exchange is doing and where they're going? And it just didn't quite fit in what they wanted to do.
I mean, would you say also it's tricky operating under a big company that owns brands? and then having to deal with other brands that do not sit within that portfolio.
We addressed that really quickly. So we went to everybody and said, look, this is happening. And well, we were under NDA for like a lot of it, which was challenging in itself. But anyway, we went straight to them and we were like, the Cocktail Week is always sat within its own business. It has its completely own independent P&L. Yeah. We went to everybody and said, this does not feed that. We were very upfront about it. And actually then in the last few years, what we have done is run it as a not-for-profit in order to get rid of any fear that somebody was paying somebody, like people that don't want to pay each other were paying each other. So that's never happened. We've always run
it, basically.
Yeah,
exactly. That's exactly what we did. We just put a bubble around it and ran it like that. The not-for-profit model is interesting because obviously there's loads of hoops to jump through. People are like, is it still not for profit? And we're like, no, it is now for profit because it is ours. And we would like to be able to pay our mortgages.
The thing is that, like, for us, the profit makes quite a difference. Whereas for when it was owned by Pernod,
Sure.
like that profit didn't make a difference. For us running it for a profit, it will never be much money. But like, it means that we'll be able to give it a lot more to make it for good, for more good, rather than just sort of chasing our tails. So yes.
Yeah, no, it's just the two of you. You deserve to make profit out of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. But also it's making peace with that of not being afraid to say, no, this is a business. When it was under different circumstances, it's a different conversation. And I think anybody that
and there'll be elements of it that will remain not for profit.
Yeah. That's what we're hoping for.
But again, like Hannah said, there's going to be a blank piece of paper because we're no longer answering. We don't have to go in and be like, and this is the spreadsheet and blah, blah, blah. I mean, we will going to have spreadsheets still. For someone. But it's like the buck stops with us.
Yeah. Anyway, it feels like we need London Cocktail Week more than ever. What with the sort of crisis of anxiety, not going out, community, social connection.
Yeah.
And since, apart from maybe the very early years, it's always been a consumer focused, get people into bars, get people exploring new bars. Like, that is exactly what it feels like the on-trade needs at the moment.
Yeah, and I think maybe even a little bit more structure around that to kind of really, really pull the people that something resonates close to other people where it resonates. I think that's probably one of the builds.
You're bringing back the buses.
It's the buses, basically, yeah. Get on the bus if you're this kind of guy.
What we're actually sort of leaning towards generally in what we talk about. So we went through the part where we're talking about the bartenders, that will stay. And this across everything that we do. We really want to focus on the fact that bars are so much more than just the drink. And of course, and I know you've spoken to Claire. Claire's a very fantastic spokeswoman about this, but about the social aspect of it. But also the aesthetic aspect of it, not for cameras, but like aesthetic pleasure of beautiful bar tops, beautiful glassware, beautiful look and feel, lovely, all of that part of it beyond just what's in your glass.
Yeah.
Because actually that's what we love about bars. We like what we like, which is very specific drinks. But beyond that, the reason why we like to go to bars is because it feels so nice to sit there.
And that leads us perfectly into the Pinnacle Guide.
Yeah.
What a segue.
Yeah. See, I'm just waiting for the little trigger for the segue to happen. You nailed it. Okay, so the Pinnacle Guide. Elevator pitch is basically, let me have a go at an elevator pitch. It is a Michelin-like award system designed to promote the excellence in the best bars in the world.
Very good elevator pitch.
Very good.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. The similarity with Michelin is the 1, 2, and 3 pins we have. Actually, that's sort of where the similarity stops, because our process is a little bit more behind the scenes up front. But we felt that 1, 2, and 3 rating was something that people really understood.
Yeah.
Similar to the Great Taste Awards in the UK.
5's too many, and if it's just one or none, that doesn't quite describe it, does it? Yeah, you're either in or you're out then, aren't you?
Yeah. So we have excellent, outstanding, and exceptional. 1, 2, 3. But
wait, what order does that go in then? So
Excellent is one.
excellent one, right? Outstanding is
Outstanding
2, exceptional is 3. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Yeah.
But before we get to that point, a bar has to apply to be considered. And that was important to us because we felt that we wanted to recognise bars that weren't necessarily backed by big PR budgets, on the 50 best list, in big cities where people are going through, that they're recognised by those sort of systems.
It puts them on the radar for assessment, is what you're saying.
Exactly. They put themselves on the
put
radar.
themselves
So
there.
it doesn't matter where they are or what advertising they've had thus far.
Yeah.
If they think they're good enough, they can be considered. They go through a long application process, which I think people like it. It's 100 questions across 6 modules.
Wow.
So some people don't like it.
It was 400 when we first wrote it. So, you know, people should think themselves
Yeah.
lucky that we cut it by 3/4. It was wild.
Yeah.
We
So-
went mad. It was another very important workshop.
It
Well,
was
well,
it was Costa Rica this time.
Well, we should say you did a lot of consultation around
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
didn't you? I think I was involved in one of them. Yeah. So maybe let's talk a bit about how you got to this sort of scoring system.
So we knew we wanted to do it. The world and his wife, and certainly within our industry, has said, why is there no 1, 2, 3 for cocktail bars? And the reason there wasn't is because it's really, really difficult. We knew we wanted to do it. We also really acknowledged that it can't be, initially it was 2, now Dan Dove, our business partner, is in as well. It can't be 3 people's decision how this works. So right from the off, we said we'd open everything up and do everything visibly. Again, it was also the pandemic, so everybody was on Zoom. Zoom, like, truly has like revolutionized and changed our lives because all those people were able to be involved. So yeah, we committed to, like, I think we said it would be 6 months or something. Anyway, it wasn't. It was nearly 2 years of
Yeah.
consultation process, but it was so valuable. So we basically did this every 2 weeks for 6 months, which was just, it started off and we were terrified when we started. We actually did get a bit more comfortable doing it, but hosting, we had
Did wonders for our public speaking.
at least 3 experts on given topics. So, like, how important is how should we be judging aesthetic in a bar? You did liquid specifically.
I think it was
actually, didn't you?
Jeffrey Morgenthaler,
Yeah.
me, and someone
Lauren?
else.
Moti, was it?
Who?
Was it Lauren?
Could have been. Yeah,
it was
I think it
Lauren.
probably was actually. Yeah.
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 So yeah, you did liquid. We did like how. God, I can't remember
I
now.
can't remember. I blocked it out. It was good though. We, like Hannah said, we wanted to create something that really felt like a community project for the whole industry, because we knew that if someone was going to do it and it was us and Dan, everyone was going to have something to say. So we were like, fine. We know this now. We've run Cocktail Week where everyone's got something to say. Let's let everyone have something to say before we set anything in stone.
Yeah.
Because we wanted it to be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also we wanted to feel that everyone was a little bit invested before we even launched it.
Well, this is it. I think it was a smart move because, like you say, first of all, you're crowdsourcing the metrics themselves on how to score, where the emphasis should be, what should be noticed, what is less important, whether a dive bar can feature on this list or whether it has to be great cocktails, all these sorts of questions. You're kind of shifting accountability from not just yourselves onto the entire industry because you're inviting everyone in. And it wasn't just, oh, here's 3 experts. It was here's 3 experts plus an audience of people that could tune in and chime in and all these kind of things.
Yeah.
So you're getting feedback from anyone that wants to give feedback. And if you didn't give feedback, then sorry, why didn't you?
Why not?
Yeah, that was
You
your
got
chance.
something to say.
So it then becomes really hard to criticize the scoring system because actually you spent 2 years basically consulting with everyone on this.
And do you know what I'd add on to that? Yes, we did do all of that. And then we took all of that away and then we put a skew of kindness on the whole thing because this isn't supposed to be tearing anybody down.
Sure.
And I think that's the bit, there's so much bad rep about chasing Michelin stars, right? There's a whole documentary about it now. Very good. That it's a negative thing. It's not supposed to be. Like, there's space for everybody. Like, this, we want this industry to be glorious. We want more people to want to be in a bar. We want more people to open a bar. We want more people to be successful and wealthy and happy. So, like, yes, it's got to be fucking good. Like, that's a given. But then it's got to be kind. And like, we don't own a bar, we don't own a brand, we've got no agenda other than like, let's just celebrate people who are really, really good at what they do and really care. So like, yes, we did take all of that. It was amazing, all that, feedback and input. We had like one-on-one meetings with so many people. We had an open Zoom link that anybody could join. You could do it all anonymously. Like we were so prepared for everything that came in, and then took a bit of sensibility to all of that, which was
because
it's hard running a bar.
And the negative, anything negative, the negative parts that came to us were like, well, look at all these Michelin chefs losing their mind trying to get a star. And per Hannah's point, we were like, okay, well, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do something that creates more stress.
No.
Which is then where the application form came in, because what we wanted to do was recognise businesses that were doing good by their staff and the environment and their operations, etc., but crucially the staff, so that they had sewn in procedures or ways of working that protected their team, so that you couldn't kill your team to get a pin, because you can't get a pin with a killed team. Like, everyone has to be happy and healthy and well looked after, with thought for their career progression, and
thought for their training, and thought for such the questions. Some of the questions are so basic, but if you don't ask them, we're not saying, we're insinuating that there isn't importance about those questions, right? So ask the question: how do you do breaks? What if someone has a drug problem? What do you do? Can you drink on shift? You don't lose or gain points if you drink on shift. It's your choice, right? But how do you measure it?
Yeah.
How do you
How is
make
it
sure?
responsible?
How is it responsible? How are you careful? When you do breakdown, what do you do? Like, is there a moment for your team to connect and be like, whoa, decompress? Or do you bring a team in that cleans and your team gets to go home straight away? Both positive, right? And there's points for all of it. It's all points based. And what's actually, this is your fault that you gave us.
Oh yeah, this was you.
This was your fault.
No,
It's so good. It just did give us about another 4 months' work. You said...
Well, imagine how long I've spent editing this podcast episode, so you get me back.
And there's the takeaway. You said, and you were completely correct, as we do often judge cocktail competitions, and they say 10 points for aroma, nonsense, 10 points for garnish, also nonsense. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. You were like, your 10's not my 10. So do you know what we went away and did? Is we wrote the words of what every single point means for every single one of those 100 questions.
You need language, yeah.
You need verbiage on it, and we did it. And we've done it. There are 100 questions, and there are X amount of points within that 100 questions, and we've written the words for every single one. And what it means is that anybody can mark the paper. Anybody, again, with a lens of kindness, with a lens of sensibility, can mark those papers. They're then moderated as well, but we have some unbelievable people assessing those papers, and they mark them to our criteria, and our criteria doesn't change. This is unbelievable outcome, full marks. You've missed one, and it's not even that. It's not you've missed one. It's like, write it down, so that there is no wiggle room. This system is built to last,
and it's the same with our reviewers as well.
Yeah.
So a bar fills in an application form. It goes through assessment from our independent assessors. On the whole, they're journalists globally, and then moderated by us, and they go through to review stage. So that's quite crucial, because obviously a bar can be doing all this fantastic work behind the scenes, but if the reality is that it's not very good, then we don't want to give it a pin. So we have a network now of about 150 reviewers around the world. So a lot of very interested consumers.
A lot,
which is our core crew.
And we've that got a panel actually, whether or not it needed to be only trade. And we felt, and what came out of that panel thankfully backed it up, but we felt quite strongly that an interested amateur is very, very valuable. That's your customer.
I agree.
Yeah. We can't just be talking to each other. It's not enough.
Smelling our own farts.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
What a funny turn of phrase.
You not heard that one before? No? You're welcome.
Thanks. I'm going to take that on.
So then they go in. So they're all under NDA. We've not had it yet that anybody's guessed who their reviewer is. They can go in at any time that suits them, any time that the bar is open. If the bar is open, it should be at full service. They make a reservation or don't. Again, it's down to them. And they go in and and experience the bar. And then their feedback form, again, is all written out. So like, and what came out of the roundtables more than anything was like the emotional comfort, how you feel in the space is so vital. You can have the best drink in the world, but if your chair's not comfy and it's a bit cold and no one's talking to you,
It feels awkward when you walked in and you're like, what do I do now? Then no, it's not.
Well, we spent many years, I guess, kind of pushing cocktails as the kind of USP of going to great bars, right? And it was necessary, I think, back in the day, you know, where the craft of the skill of the bartender was so sort of under-recognized, and cocktails were a fantastic tool for sort of showing that this is actually a sort of culinary art.
Correct, yeah.
And there's creativity in here and everything. But I think most people get that now. Most people get that. Certainly people who go to cocktail bars get that. So there needs to be more, and it needs to be lighting and music and temperature, and you know, where you
And
greet it
staff
properly,
warmth.
and all that kind of all the hospitality basically.
Did I turn up and feel like a lemon? Did you know where you were going to sit? Did you sort of do that awkward shuffle at the door where you're like, do I put my all of that? So that's all marked and graded again with words around it. And so if you do well on your paper and you do well on your visit, then you get paid.
Yeah, I think like it's what's interesting is the deviation from Michelin, where, as far as I understand it, at least, it's effectively you don't put yourself forward for a Michelin stars.
Don't believe so. No.
Someone just rocks up and you don't know it's them, and they do an assessment, and you're either in the guide or you get a star or whatever, or you don't.
And you might not want to be. I think that's the bit for us that it really resonated. Like, what if you don't want one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
you
true.
don't have to have one. You know, it's not obligatory that you you get one. And I, you know, there's some people that have like given back their. I think wasn't it Marco who gave his stars back, which is like, but he shouldn't have to have had to do that. It should have been his choice whether he was given them in the first place.
Yeah.
So that was for us is why the application form was so important, because you might be doing great work, but who cares? Like, you don't care, or you're busy enough, or you're this, or you're that, whatever reason that you don't want one, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, what I was sort of driving towards was that I think with if, let's say I open a restaurant and I think it's pretty fucking good, I don't get a star though. I can keep telling myself that, oh, they just haven't visited, or they don't know I'm here. Whereas if you put the application in, you're then like, wow, hopefully someone's going to come and visit. I hope my application was strong enough. So there is a sort of expectation there on the side of the bar owner or whatever, bar manager, that I wonder, will I get this?
And we keep people updated all the way
we let them know. So we let them know if they've got through stage one, and we say over the next couple of months, someone's going to come from more than one. So minimum of 2 reviewers go in.
Okay.
If they're aligned, then it's, you know, we moderate all of these as well. So if from 2 we can generally get a good sense, but often it needs 3, 4.
Yeah.
We'll send people in as much as it needs, which in somewhere like London is very easy when we're talking about random hamlets in Italy. Then
you're just going to have to do a very important work holiday.
We can't do it. We can't do it.
That's true.
Luckily, we've got someone. So our business partner on this is Dan Dove, who has Global Bartending, which is a brilliant production and talent management agency, and he's been with us on this from the very beginning. So someone who works for him now also works for us, Sam, who's brilliant. She worked for us at Drink Up and Cocktail Week all those years ago. So thank God she's the one that manages the hamlets in Italy now.
Yes.
We're there as moral support.
That sounds like a great job, just driving between Italian hamlets and drinking Americanos.
She doesn't do it. She can't do it either. It's got to be anonymous.
Right.
Yeah.
But she's building her Italian network, isn't she?
She is.
So
As we speak, in fact.
So the bars will let know that they've got through or not, and they're offered feedback. We don't give it as standard because some people might not want feedback.
I was going to say the form itself, whether or not you want to be part of this, and I don't really see why you wouldn't, but it's not for everyone maybe, actually just sounds like a really good process to go through.
That's the feedback
we
get.
Operator.
That's the feedback we get.
Yeah.
So a lot of bars say to us, oh, bloody hell, that was a nightmare. But then actually it was really good.
Made me think about staff breaks a little bit, you know?
Queue management.
Some people we always recommend to give yourself a lot of time to fill in the form, because some people say, do you know what? I've not thought about staff breaks and how I manage them and make sure everyone gets them. Let me just go and sort that out, and then I'll be able to fill it in.
Yeah.
And with that, we hope that things will improve.
Which is why some of those questions are in there. Like, it's not make or break if there's, what's the items for people who menstruate?
Oh, sanitary items.
Sanitary items for people who menstruate. It's tampons, right? But we obviously want to give that. We have to be very mindful of all our language. Like, it's not going to make a break or bar if there's a tampon in the loo, right? But ask the question: do you have it? Because it's kind and it's careful. And
I have to say, since we put that question in, I've noticed them in a lot more budget.
Yeah, well, this is what I mean. That sort of thing where you're like, oh, that never occurred to me, or oh, that's what the best bars in the world are doing. Probably because it's on there. Possibly they are.
Yeah.
Maybe I should think about doing it. You know, and obviously it applies to many things beyond tampons, but. Yeah, that's
not for us.
Oh, brilliant.
But we give feedback. So hopefully there's improvements happening while people are filling out the form. You know, we had one person come to us and say, I've done it for one of my bars. It was great. I started doing it for my newer bar, and I realised we're not ready yet. We're going to come back in a year, because there's so many. A lot of people are quite sniffy about the form before they actually do it. They're like, I don't have time for this. I'm running bars. Fuck this. But actually, when they do it, they're like, okay, fair play. It's a really good form. And actually, it's made me think about, you know, I thought I ran a perfect operation, but I hadn't thought about the tampons. So not everyone gets through. Obviously, quite a lot of people fall off at all the stages. We offer them feedback. It's our worst bit, isn't it? But we do it.
Yeah, because we never want, like, it's still great, right? And also the feedback is in relation to our system, and that's the thing that we're really key about. Like, you could be doing great work, but it just doesn't fit within this framework, which is just one of the frameworks of which to be recognised, right?
Sure.
So
you spent 2 years working out how to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's our problem, right?
What we're trying to recognise is excellent, outstanding, exceptional in your lane. So when we asked a bar for their concept before the whole form, and then everything else is marked in relation to that concept across the assessment and the review, because per your point, we do want to recognise dive bars if they're really, really good dive bars that are doing great work behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. That's not to say that a tiny little dive bar that maybe isn't really managing their staff for alcohol consumption, and they're not really got
pretty much goes hand in hand with the
you know,
dive bar, by the way.
It might be you'd be surprised. It might be a great
I think
bar
we need to find what a dive bar is here, I think.
True.
Anyway.
I mean, if anyone wants to commission Jake's book at this point.
It's been talked about for many years, that book. Yeah, Live and Let Dive. Probably shouldn't really reveal that on the podcast. Someone else will go and do it. But I don't think anyone's quite as capable of doing it as Jake.
No one could do it like Jake. No. So a bar might be really good, but per Hannah's point, it is within our system. But I did want to add that caveat that there's not certain markers that we're looking for that are standardized across all. It's markers that are relevant to you. Yeah. And the word we use throughout everything is appropriate. Is this appropriate to the concept?
And actually, even when we send reviewers in, we give them the heads up of what they're stepping into, because somebody might not like a retro basement, something or other. It might not be the taste for their home. But is that a really good example of what that bar should be like if we gave you those words before?
The context is so important, isn't it?
Right.
Because not every bar is for everyone, but you can be exceptional at doing something for a specific client demographic, you know, and that deserves attention, even if it's not necessarily your thing. The form is really interesting, actually, and the more I think about it, the more I love it, because obviously it's a sort of you're obviously sort of filtering before the visit or visits, but also I love the fact that it's a sense check for the bar itself, and because of that, what you're doing is sort of softly probably elevating the industry across the board for everyone that applies.
Don't make us cry. That's our plan.
Yeah. What do we call it? Elevating the industry from the inside out.
Oh,
do you love it?
Like...
Sounds to all the feels.
All the feels.
Yeah, at different stages. So while people are filling in the form, making tweaks, after they've filled in the form and maybe not got through, giving them feedback. And then once they've had their visit, giving them feedback about that. And they can make little tweaks. And we encourage them to apply. And we've had a number of bars that have only got it on their second or third try.
How many places have received a pin or more? One or more pins? No.
146 and counting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got another announcement at the end of April,
How often do you do announcements?
twice a year.
Okay.
Mm.
And geographic dispersal of these bars?
14 countries. We're going country by country, actually mainly because of the reviewer recruitment. It is challenging, or it's either completely not challenging or very challenging. Anyway, that's why we went country by country, just to kind of manage our own sense of mental health. But you said the other day, like, why don't we just open it up? Which,
Well, the thing is,
maybe
one of our
actually.
countries is America. It's
Big
so
country.
big.
A lot of bars.
It's a lot of bars, a lot of random places that are all called the same thing. So we're like, oh no, not that Portland, that Portland. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. So one of them's America. We've got,
So
know,
much
like,
of Europe covered already.
Italy might as well be America because it's
Very
so,
dense with
it's
cocktail
very
bars.
dense with cocktail bars in really random places, and then it's really good standard everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go. Sam says no, and she's got to do it. But I'm ready. I'm like, let's go.
But yeah, so 14 countries, and it's anywhere in any of those 14 countries. There's nowhere that's off limits. So yeah, whether it's the Isle of Man for the UK, which is actually, we found out afterwards, is sort of technically not the UK, but anyway, they snuck in. Whether it's that, or whether it's, Kate up in Albuquerque, or, you name it. So yeah,
And
if we're in your
if
country, you can apply.
And countries can put themselves forward to be added. So one of our countries is
Who does that? The
Switzerland.
president?
Yeah,
That's what we need.
correct.
With
we-
gifts.
Exactly.
State gifts need to arrive.
Very important work trips offered. No, bars can fill in the form.
Sure.
And that's why we added Switzerland.
Yes.
Because the Swiss bar community came together and were like, please come here.
Mm-hmm.
And they've
Um,
done so well,
Yeah,
haven't
lots of 2 pins in,
Yeah.
in Switzerland.
they? Yeah, they were like,
really
we're
good
always
standard.
overlooked. No one ever comes here. We're not on the lists. You should take notes of us.
There are some good bars there.
Yeah,
I've
we
been
can-
to
we can,
Antwerp, Zurich. They're both Switzerland, aren't they?
No, Antwerp's Belgium.
Antwerp.
But
Oh, is it?
gloss over
I'm like, yes.
that.
Been there as well.
My geography is so bad. That's probably why I want to open it up to everywhere, so I don't look stupid by being like, they're like, Antwerp. I'm like, yes, great.
How does Pinnacle Guide make money?
It doesn't yet.
Okay.
Mm.
What
that's
is
our
the
business.
model going forward? How are you going to make this work? Is it sponsors?
There's different levels to the commercial model. So
which to be clear is not. It is kind of, it's our business, right? We've got a plan for it. People are so quick to ask that same question of like, how do you make any money? We're like,
I think what people want to know is, are you going to badge it? So is it going to be the insert brand Pinnacle Guide list, insert alcohol brand Pinnacle Guide list? And what we've said all along is that we won't be badging the list, so we won't have just sponsors at the bottom of the website, because even though we know that we will maintain our independence, what we don't want to do is undermine the list and the achievement that the bars have got, which is a huge achievement, having gone through all those questions, all those reviews, all those months and months and months. What we don't want to be like, well, if you stock X
Insert
brand,
Yeah.
then you'll get on the list.
We don't have the brand of behind the bar. Like, do you think we've got a chance of getting a pin? You don't
Exactly.
want
We
that.
just never want to go down that road.
No.
which is what a lot of people have been nervous of, and they were quite vocal to us a bit about being nervous of. So yeah, that has been.
And it feels like brands have probably warped competitions and stuff in the past in that way. You know, like
Maybe, yeah.
I think it probably not all the time, of course, but I think on some occasions you're like, ooh, it feels like there's been a bit of a nudge there from the brand to, whatever.
And we're so
Yeah.
we've done so much work to make sure that everyone stays behind this, is that we don't want to just get
Sure.
greedy at the last minute. There is obviously the opportunity for bigger corporate sponsorship, not in the drinks world. So that is open to us. We're not ready for that yet. We're not big enough. With 147 bars isn't quite there. We do want to sort of roll it out into events, and something exciting will be coming in the spring. Not an award ceremony as such, but sort of a way for everyone to get together. So that's obviously a commercial part. And then the beauty of the Pinnacle Guide is that there's so many insights that come from the aggregated information from all this,
Sure.
all these visits, all this information. So, and we find it really interesting, like trends and insights. And,
Yeah,
and
that's
that
right.
sort of
You've got
thing.
so many data points there.
Yeah,
You can be like the Cambridge Analytica of bars, so sell it to Facebook. And I'm joking.
exactly. We'll just completely sell out and no, but that that sort of will support, because actually what we need as an industry is knowledge. Knowledge is power to improve things. What are the best bars doing? What is that random bar in Maine doing that means that people are coming, and people don't go to cocktail bars there, but they're going to that one? Why? Without calling out any specifics, us using our brains, yay, to look at these lists, look at everything, look at all this beautiful information that we've got, and for us to pick out.
But to then let those people be better. Do you know what I mean? So like we've done this bit over here, and as you say, the form does help bar owners, and the list when it's done does help the consumer. But it's like, okay, now what's the next bit of the industry that could do with a bit of like beefy insight to be like, this is actually what's happening, not just what somebody in the marketing department thinks might be happening in a bit of the world that they don't know anything about. So,
and that insight is valuable, for a business.
So that's the monetization, the mechanism you think going forward. Okay, interesting. Cool.
Currently, you don't pay to apply currently, and again that might change. Don't know.
That was because that was the other one I was thinking.
But
I
mean, it's such a.
Do you want to
valuable
charge
tool.
bars money to like some of these
Not
small?
urgently, but I don't know. There's ways. I don't know. We're just the deal is to get it up and being the best it possibly can.
And to be frank, it's not at this point. We're just building the brand and building the system. Obviously, there's a little bit of investment behind tech. We've invested a lot of our time between the three of us. It's been a lot, but actually, it's a digital business that once it's got the site, it's we're not racking up.
You could do a
millions
printed
of pounds
version of
debt.
it. I mean, that sounds like a nightmare, but you could actually
Sounds
do
like
a
nightmare,
printed
doesn't it?
guide,
This is-
and then
Do you know what, Tris? The thing is like we've said this before. There's so many threads you could pull on it. Like, yes, it could be printed. Yes, it could be a podcast. Yes, it could be a TV show. Yes, it could be this. Yes, like all these things. It's not even to the outside eye. It's not even 2 years old, and because we've been talking about it a lot longer, and because the idea of it, and because we've put so much work so that it feels like a
it
solid.
does feel older than 2 years. That's
It's
crazy.
not even.
It's
2
not.
years.
It was our first list was announced May 2 years ago.
Wow.
So
that, like,
just over 18 months old.
and like if it was any other entity, it would like this feels it would feel fresh. You'd be like still brand building. But the word was, I mean, we were so pleased with the word, weren't we? We were like giddy little, we registering it so quickly, like with the shakes.
Well, I got blocked from Instagram for ages because I was doing the wrong word. How do we spell it?
we just got we got the tingles about it once. So the word is great. It links to the pin. The badges are great. With a friend of ours did the branding, which we just love. Like it feels really solid, but it is not even 2 years old.
It is a good word.
It's a great word.
It is a really good word because you can chop it down to pin, and you can use
Yep.
Pinnacle. I mean, I don't need to explain it to you, but
Please do.
Yeah.
Well, in some languages,
tyre
people
brand.
think it's Pinnacle.
Yeah, pineapple.
Like pineapple.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we get that a lot. But
Where
it's
they've
never
lost in
mind.
translation sometimes. But we quite like pinnacles.
Pinnacles.
Can I have a pinnacle?
Yeah, have a pineapple.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think it's not your first language.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's the point, actually. You can, if you're completing the form not in, if English is not your first language, we do encourage you to complete it in your preferred language. We deal with the translation because I think that's it's really key that you can be erudite about it.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's good too. Anything else to say about Pinnacle, guys?
It's well good.
It's really
really
good.
good.
It's such a source of joy.
Yeah.
And we encourage applications for reviewers.
Yeah.
So actually, probably a lot of the people that would listen to this might be really great reviewers for us.
Yeah.
You can be industry professionals, or you can just be really interested cocktail or bar enthusiasts. We have a little interview. One of us will interview you, and then you do a couple of hours training
And a test.
Training's just like drinking cocktails.
No, it's very
actually
important work.
It's a couple of hours on video.
Yeah.
And do you know what? People really enjoy it.
Yeah,
Like
they really
we-
enjoy it.
There's no pressure. It's only a couple of times a year that you might have to go and do
We
one.
cover the
but-
cost of drinks,
Yeah,
so
pay
you're
for
not
the
out of
drinks.
pocket.
I think it's good for, especially if you're not working in the industry as a bartender or whatever, if you are a sort of interested consumer, to actually go into a bar with a sort of list of,
Yeah.
ways in which you're going to sort of score this experience.
Yeah, loads
Exactly.
of people have said it's like really
Makes you
changed
think
how
about
they-
it a
yeah,
little bit
yeah,
more, you know?
Bring and
Turns you basically into a reviewer at every place you go from then
but
onwards,
it's
probably.
the same concept as Cocktail Week. It's like, let's get good people into good venues and teach them the way to enjoy it properly.
yeah.
Teach them that this isn't scary or it isn't, snooty or cocktails are not for me. Like, let's open the door, look behind the scenes and come and be part of this community, because that's all the same. We need to be building this community so that we've all still got jobs.
Yeah. Okay, any other business? There is another business in the making.
Yeah.
Are we going to reveal this live on the podcast
Well,
now?
we
go
we
on.
thought we'd talk about it just because it will come,
It will.
and we were like,
This
if
will
we-
make us do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You got it. It's going out on the internet.
Well, it actually is a really good segue. Another really good segue.
Oh my God.
That's what we do. Yeah.
We would like to do layer something else on because we're not busy enough.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it. Yeah.
Well,
We're taking this fallow year,
well,
not
this-
doing anything. So
doing fallow year. Also, we always, when we make new businesses, we always have to do it on a very important work trip. So,
We had a lovely.
any excuse.
Yeah, and it's yeah.
So we want to create opportunity for more people, businesses, and individuals to create their own sort of multi-day festival, multi-venue festivals like London Cocktail Week, but perhaps in their own industry. So we're going to be creating the framework for other people to do that. So either their own cocktail weeks in other cities or other villages or
Keep out
other
of London.
roads.
London's hard.
But if people do want to run a whiskey week in Rock, they can. Or if they want to run a pottery festival in Southend, they can. Or anything globally, but we'll be creating the exact framework and the technology, AI optimized. It's another technology business, and to send her over the edge.
Right, so it's like turnkey solutions for getting your festival aspirations into making them into a reality.
Correct.
Yeah.
With the same thing of getting interested people into the right place
Yeah.
and building a community IRL, not online.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is because it is a big thing now, isn't it? I mean, obviously, since we had Tales of the Cocktail for many, many years. London Cocktail Week came along. We've got bar shows that are now pretty long-standing in places like Athens, and Lisbon's been going a pretty long while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Every major European city, I guess, probably has some sort of bar festival now.
Yeah.
But it's going sort of down into the more micro level as well, isn't it? Where you've got smaller towns and cities that are doing something of this kind of ilk.
Yeah. A lot. It's happening
And
a
it
lot.
is quite, I say it is quite difficult, as if like it's quite a throwaway comment. It's really, really, really hard. And it's really hard to have the foresight. It's taken us 16 years to know what the website needs to be, to know the timings for your PR, to know what social media you need
You've
to be
got
doing.
to fuck it up a few times, haven't you, to learn, oh shit, this is the magic sauce. Like, this is how we actually make this work. You've got to kind of go through that process of changing things. I'm not saying you fuck things up, but like,
That's okay.
you know what I mean?
Have done, though.
okay.
We've
You
done
make,
so many
you make mistakes and then you go, right, let's never do that again. Whereas if you're someone who has an ambition to start something like this, then you don't know what those mistakes are until you've made them, unless two wonderful people come along and tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I-
have, you know, a website already built. You just put in your brand colours, put in your tone of voice, put in, you know, all of that's done for you, ready to go. And it goes across all industries as well.
yeah, that's
because
the key.
When you say all industries, are we talking about like knitting festivals and right? Okay.
Yeah.
why not? We want to make it affordable. We want to give people an opportunity to go back into their community and have conversations with people in an area that they love.
Yeah.
And to give people the confidence to do that.
Because we are like just two people that thought we'd start a cocktail festival, you know? Why couldn't it be two other people that are into dogs or into like knitting?
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, and have a side hustle because it's such fun.
It
It's
is
such a
fun.
beautiful like community builder.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Well, this is it. I think that's the great thing about it is I think we're going to see more and more of this. So I think you're right to be kind
Not
of,
until we built our trip.
yeah. But like,
But the tech isn't really there for a lot of the things that are already existing. It's beautiful activations that are happening, but
Yeah.
it's not really backed up by a AI optimized platform.
Consolidated as well. I think
Yeah.
that's the key, and it's why Cocktail Week is done as well as it's done because you can go and learn about it.
Yeah.
It's like it's all there. Like,
And even where people are using AI as their search engines more and more, AI's got to pull from somewhere, so it might as
Yeah.
well be something you've written.
Yeah.
No, I think we're going to move into. I hope we're going to move into kind of an era of physical social connection, and you know, partly as a reaction to COVID and everyone getting shut up, and partly as we become more and more conscious of what sitting at home on a screen is doing to us, and obviously getting people into bars and cafes, restaurants, and other social spaces, art galleries, libraries,
theatres,
whatever it is,
cinema.
all
Like,
of that
it's the
stuff.
thing, it goes on and on and
on and
on.
on, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be drinks, of course. And then live music, festivals, gigs, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, it's all good and well having, you know, like your Reddit forum for your knitting group or your Facebook group for your knitting group, but nothing is quite beats getting together and physically and connecting with your passions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so giving the exact like giving that a place to live, a physical home for that to live, so that because like going into the shop, you know, the art trails, for example, right? You get a load of artists in the town. You go to all the shops. And you say we give the wall space away, right? That all happens. How do you promote it?
yeah,
Because if you don't, you can be doing it till the cows come home, but not if no one comes, not if no one knows about it. And that's the crux of it. It's like it all needs to live somewhere. Unfortunately, as much as we say don't be on your phone, you also need to be able to Google it and know what you're doing.
sure. But again, the opportunity for that is rising faster probably than we'd like, actually, because town centres are obviously just shutting all shops now. I mean, like virtually every town has got half the shops shut, if not more, right? So it's a bit like your Seven Dials story, where, you know, those shops are there if they can be used for a week of the year. And of course, it could be a week for one festival, a week for another, a week for another.
Yeah.
That's
the
actually
cafe
really,
will benefit
the
from the
shop,
people
the
coming
existing
in.
places that are still there are going to benefit.
Exactly.
The bars, the cafes, everything. Everyone benefits. And it sort of rejuvenates these town centres. And, you know, you kind of get this themed sort of takeover for a week or a weekend or whatever it is. Yeah.
Do you love it?
I love it. It's great. I mean,
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
it sounds like you're going to sort of change the world. Or just at least a few town centres.
Just a few town centres in the southeast of England.
Well, it will be a global system.
It will be a global
We do
system,
love this
yeah.
global system.
Cool. So when is this going to launch?
Well, it is going to. We astrologically speaking, it needs to.
Yeah, we're
It's-
very
we're-
in tune with the planet.
We're on a bit of a timeline, but it's soon.
Summer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
we've got.
Do you want
crack
to say
on.
the name or no?
Yeah, we can say the name.
Yeah, the name of it is going to be called Curate Your City.
Oh, nice. Good name.
Thank you.
It's just what we've just been describing.
And
Great.
we came up with
Amazing.
that on a really important work trip in January.
See, these are really important work trips, aren't
They
they?
are
Yeah, they
actually,
are.
yeah. They're crucial to what we do. We have to, because when you get into the mundanity of everyday life, it's really, really difficult to be properly creative.
Especially we work in our own homes,
Mm.
so it's really easy. Like the doorbell rings or the dishwasher, you know, you can just get a bit. So we go and scream into the ocean and
Yeah, like get into a really healthy routine, early nights, just get up, go for a really long walk, talk about everything, and we sort of get all the admin off the plate so that then we're just thinking about what could be.
and what could be that we want it to be as well. I think that's like having a business partner, the most glorious thing in my life. But like it has to work for both of us. It has to be aligned with what we both want. You know, if one of us was like, oh, I can't be fucking bothered, then we don't do it.
Yeah.
But actually, like getting away and just being the two of us and being like, okay, why are we doing this? Like, what on earth have we?
And
tackled
tanning,
now?
and we get tans.
Oh, and tanning, pro tanning.
When did you realize that you were going to spend the rest of your working lives together?
Oh.
I
always knew.
Yeah.
Don't know.
We're just, our brains are just really good together, aren't they? Like people are like, oh, do you do one bit and she does another bit? I'm like,
No.
nope, we do all of it together.
It's just a synchronicity there.
Yeah,
It's like a single
But also,
big
it's
brain.
not. That is not. It's not forced. It's grown over 16 years. That's the thing. And we, when we were first working together, it wasn't the same. But it's a relationship that it has really grown all that time. And in the pandemic, especially, I think when we didn't have the team and it was just the two of us, and we didn't have partners at that time, and so we were like each other's person, and we, probably have merged. It's ever so codependent, I have to say.
Do you fall out?
Never. No. And we spend like most of our free time together as well.
Really is a fairy tale, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
All right, before we finish up, I messaged Jake before we started, literally just before. I was like, I'm interviewing Hannah and Siobhan this morning. Have you got any questions for them? I haven't even looked at this. I just saw he was typing just before we started.
God,
Okay, ready.
So let's see what he says. He says, I already know everything about them.
Is that it?
Okay, here we go. No, there's more. Has the golden age of UK bartending passed? Are we in the midst of it, or is the best yet to come?
We're very positivity Payne Cox, aren't we?
Yeah. Look, there was a time, 2012 was a really good year, wasn't it? Probably the last good year.
That was really good.
It was fun. And there's been a little bit in the middle where it's not been quite as fun, and and that's for a billion reasons. But I think we have to be positive. There is so much good stuff happening. There are so many good people coming up through the ranks. There are so many good operators. There are so many bartenders who are becoming those operators. There are so many people knowledge sharing.
Actually, that we're losing less people at that level. So actually, it's maybe becoming a bit more exciting in certain ways because people are taking it really seriously. I have to, that question we've got in the Pinnacle guide that says, do your staff drink on shift and how do you manage that responsibly? It's not verbatim. Even 2 years ago when we first got the application forms, it was maybe 50-50. It's like NA is what people write when it's like, yeah, they can get fucking hammered and we don't really care. Now I'd say it's 90% of the forms is they're not allowed to drink on shift. They're allowed one with a guest, but they have to get permission. It's all really responsible because it is a serious job. It can be really fun, but maybe not for ways that it used to be. But that's society. That's a societal change that people aren't having fun in the same ways where you just get sort of rat-arsed on every night of the week and muddle through. The reason why it's fun is the creativity. It's the travel. It's the meeting people. It's working within a circadian rhythm that's a bit later if that suits you.
Yeah.
It's all of this, and you don't have to get wild.
No.
Because it's a really creative, artistic job that suits a real certain type of human. And there's a lot of those humans out there, and people are becoming more accepting of their own divergence as a whole as society. And this job really, really supports that. So
Nice.
Maybe it's good. Maybe it's positive.
Yeah,
See?
yeah. Nicely put. He also asked, can I get a good wristband or gold wristband, doesn't he?
He wants 007.
Yeah.
We used to number the wristbands.
I made him a gold one year. Do you
Did
remember?
you?
Yeah, I stitched him a gold wristband just to shut him up.
We love him so much. We do so much for that man. Little craft projects, like
Craft
little
projects.
birds bringing him gifts.
Do you miss him?
I don't want to talk about it.
But we'll see him today.
We're singing today.
Oh, is he here today? Because he messaged me. Oh god,
Maybe
that's
it's a
going to
surprise.
ruin my evening.
Yeah, he's here. He's coming. He's
Okay,
coming to visit.
right, okay. Oh, well, we'll see. I'll see him shortly then. And then he also said, bring back the cocktail village, which isn't a question. It's more a demand.
Yeah, demand. How
Yeah,
rude. He
yeah.
can run it. That's perfect.
There you go.
We'll give him.
Oh yeah,
It's
he can.
perfect.
Jake Berger's Cocktail Village.
He could be like the mayor of the village.
Needs
He
no
He could go
encouragement.
go around with like a big gold chain
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
and like, you know, ceremonial robes, like a mayor.
He can deal with people pulling the hand dryers off the toilet wall and handing it to them and saying sorry. That was a special moment, wasn't
The
it?
bins, the bin
Oh, the
chat.
bins.
It's best not to
The
get into it, but
drains.
the drains. No. Yes, it sounds like an excellent job
Yeah.
for Jake.
Let's not finish on drains.
No, let's not. I mean, if that doesn't sum up the last 16 years.
On to the next
bins.
positivity future.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, look, guys, I love you.
We
You're
love you.
amazing.
too.
You are a force of nature.
Thank you.
Keep doing it.
Really?
Yeah, keep doing it. Don't stop. God, no. Yeah.
No, we won't stop because otherwise, how will we go on these important work trips?
Yeah, exactly. You've got to put work trips need funding.
Yeah, that'd
They
be
do,
nice,
yeah.
wouldn't it?
Anna and Siobhan, thanks so much.